Boob. Zoom is being homophobic today. On today of all days,
You
during
literally
Pride
did
Month.
take two. Oh my god.
I didn't take two because I'm gonna say it.
And I just saw the feed. That is exactly what. That's great.
Fuck yeah.
Listen, nobody's got time for that nonsense, right? Like,
hmm
cut it
hmm
out. It's 2025. Like, makes me sad.
You just gotta wear it like it's like a flamenco dancer outfit or something.
hmm
Oh, see, I was thinking like Flava Flav, just an enormous pride clock,
Yep,
right?
yep. hmm
I think as long as it remains stationary, you can have it open. But when it starts moving, it starts cutting in and out.
Yeah. Like even like this,
Yeah,
that's like not moving. So like I have to have it at like specifically the
directly in
right
front of your
angle,
face. Yeah.
and that's in front of my face. Or like this, which is weird that this is the way that it actually decides to work. Oh well.
So you should open some packages, but only when Heather gets here.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
Oh, I got packages. Somebody has
A
packages.
mysterious mission.
A mysterious package that's invisible to everybody.
It is a serious package indeed.
Mm. Mm.
Bad.
I s- that would be the funniest thing if it is actually a ball gag spider plushie.
No.
Honestly, that was the first thing that my mind went to
Oh,
was
hey,
that
look.
is so a ball gag spider plushie
I can
in that
neither
box right
confirm nor
now.
deny.
Oh,
Oh.
kitty.
Man, that's where I jumped in, is it?
He's
Yep.
gonna crap his
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
pants
you
when
were
he finds a
mentioning your
cube
favorite
gag in
thing in
that
the
box.
world.
Yeah.
Molly say whether they were going to be here tonight or not. I can't remember.
Molly will not
No.
be here tonight.
Correct.
Okay.
We were waiting for Hoshi to show up, but after that, and
Yep.
you have to open the packages.
Okay.
Mhm.
But I'm
Uh,
hoping Nicole is on the call. I mean, on the stream.
Mm-hmm.
By which I mean Nicole factors into the decision.
Does
And then-
Nicole know about joining the stream specifically tonight?
No, but Nicole does know about the packages.
Okay, and Nicole knows about the stream, but I don't know if Nicole would know to jump onto the stream.
That is a good point.
True.
Are you suggesting I should go poke Nicole with a digital stick?
Probably.
All right.
Yeah, that might be the best thing.
They might
Alright.
not be home, but
Yes, yes.
Oh.
I have food, and Eclipse is gonna beg for food. And
As
not-
one
Yeah.
does.
And it's extra not for him, but he extra wants it because it's shrimp.
I mean,
yeah.
I like shrimp.
Mhm.
It's what he tries to light himself on fire to get to. Like,
He really likes shrimp. See, I
Yes,
kind of like
God.
shrimp. I'm unwilling to take physical damage to get shrimp.
like old apartment, I used to lock him in the bathroom so that he wouldn't cross my gas stove to get to the shrimp.
now, see, I've always had an aversion to shellfish, but I don't think I'm actually allergic. I just don't like the texture. Or something.
Specific things.
I get that. All right. Ping
The
sent.
package?
You should go ahead and open the thing if you want to. If you'd rather just, keep it
Oh.
forever as a categorical, I don't know what it is.
A one day I'll open this when I have a really bad day and I want to know my friends
Right,
love me.
yeah.
Mhm.
Like that Gloomhaven envelope that said open this when you think you deserve it. What kind of psychopabble is that? I'm gonna open it now.
Yeah.
Like,
I deserve it now. What do you mean?
right.
Right, exactly. So, since I presently lack ready access to a knife while I'm on screen, and also, by the way, this is addressed to my Saturday morning D&D character because he didn't know what he forgot to ask what my actual last name was. So
You'll
he addressed
notice I didn't ask for your address either, but it arrived.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yes, so
I
it's
love
addressed
that
to
so
Mike
much.
Scraglet.
Like,
Honestly,
also,
I
what
kinda
the
want-
fuck is a security gate?
what do you mean?
What?
What the fuck is a security gate?
What do you mean?
Offense.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was
That's it.
delivered to your fence?
Yeah.
We have a package delivery box out front.
Wild. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
That's-
It's just
Okay, I live in
it's-
a gated community, but it's not necessary.
Wild.
No,
Okay,
it's I
sure.
don't. No, it's
No.
But
like no.
I'm
it's
thinking there's like an armed guard in a little booth, like the UPS
Hey, I
guy
have
shits
those.
bullets when he walks up to the. I got a package here for Mike Scraglin. Please don't shoot. It's not a bomb, I swear. Like, what the fuck is
Honestly,
security
I kind of
clearance?
want there to be a package that shows up for Verret the Ferret at some point.
Right? Like-
And then just like the delivery person is like, what the fuck is this?
Just deliver a skin suit.
That would be.
Oh.
that sounds
Oh,
like a crime. I don't know.
Oh, hey,
why.
look! Someone's delivered irony.
Oh, I know. It's killing me.
Oh my god.
Like, I don't have
A
easy
fucking
access to a
huge
knife.
ass knife.
It's killing me.
You have one now.
Yeah.
I'm
Welcome to Knife
officially
Club.
inducted into the knife club.
Welcome to the Stab 'em Club.
I don't know if they included in that, but I told Nikki that they should, that there should be a note that says "Welcome to Knife Club."
So the knife Nikki told me to order did not offer an opportunity for him to add like an inscription or a note or anything like that. But if it had, I had planned on it.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, now that you're officially part of Knife Club, so next time a mystery missive arrives, you can't say, I don't have easy access to a knife. Oh my God.
Or if you do, the question is going to be, well, what the fuck did you do with the last one?
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Like,
There should be no missing knives in your home.
right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's a whole other
Sometimes
problem.
Unaccounted for. Where did it go? Oops, sharps in your.
don't you have missing knives in your
domicile.
apartment? At this
Chaotic
very moment?
They
Legos.
aren't
Heather?
missing. I know exactly where my knives are.
All right.
The knives out.
Listen, you
Mhm,
talk to the
mhm.
elbow. You're not worth the extension.
I'm not giving more details on the internet where people might do weird things, but just know.
Greatest
Club is
toy of
real.
all, the box it came in.
Right.
You can practice carving, have fun. Okay, maybe
Mhm,
not
mhm.
actually on Twitch. I don't know
Right.
what Twitch's
Step
rules are,
one on
but-
the skin
Yeah,
suit. Get sharp objects.
The YouTube guidelines might refrain from
That's right, YouTube,
showing
not Twitch.
a weapon on the screen.
Right, yeah.
Though it was technically cutting in and out enough that I don't know if it'll actually count. But
It's a letter opener.
Context for
Okay.
those who might
Uh-huh.
be streaming into this at some point. Mike over here is in a group of we all know each other, right? And one day we all revealed that we all had knives within like 6 inches access at pretty much any moment. And Mike was like,
Mhm.
"You're a bunch of psychos." And I was like, "You don't have a knife?" And he goes, "No, I don't have a knife." "You're a grown man. Why don't you have a knife?" "Jay, I don't need a knife." "Yes, you do. You just don't know you do." As evidenced by the I wish I had a knife to open this package.
Mhm.
When I told a friend of mine that I had ordered you that, he went, "Wait, he doesn't have a knife?" And I went, "No." He goes, "How does he open packages?" I don't know. With his teeth like an animal? I don't know.
Usually I use my keys, honestly, or a pen.
Yeah.
Not good for either of those.
Right? What's wrong
It
with
works,
you?
but it's not good for them.
Like,
I've used my keys a lot, but I still have knives. But I
Right,
use my
yeah.
keys if they're the things that's handy. Or I use a pair of scissors.
See, again, I was gonna say, again, it's the handy part. What you do is you make
Mhm.
sure you have your knife within 6 inches of you.
Yeah.
right now, I don't know if the knife, because I forget if it has a belt clip on it, but like I don't leave the house with a
Sure.
knife in my.
Okay.
Excellent, excellent.
That's pretty.
Like,
Oh, hey, that is nice.
Mhm.
Ooh.
Yeah.
yeah, Nicole insisted that she acquire various attributes and opinions from Mike.
Mhm.
And I was like, I wish I could be there for that conversation because I don't know how she approaches that. "Hey, Mike, how do you like your tool?"
No, Nikki was
yes.
was a lot more vague than that, and that was an
It
interesting.
was infuriating.
Sorry.
because
The vagueness of the questions, the absence of context.
And Nikki did say that, like, oh no, I'm trusting my own judgment of you and the topic matter to be able to put this together, and then told me later that she was like, these were the two that I was thinking, and then based off of reaction, I was right with the number one choice. But we did have to have the conversation in the moment of like, okay, be less vague and teasing and more actual. Like, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Believe
how do you-
belonging is
Leather.
mine to command.
So, like, how do you appreciate a handle? Like,
Yeah,
I don't
your
know.
Silas is coming out there, sir.
Oh yes, sorry. That's a different character I did on a one shot.
Mm-hmm. The evil mad genius boom boom guy.
No, less of a boom boom guy actually, but definitely it was more of a alchemist.
Yeah, boom boom
Ah.
guy. I said what I said.
Yeah, do the things you throw explode? Then
No. The things you mix together that go wrong go boom.
Well,
Yeah.
in this case, it was more mutagenic compounds, and he gave himself like lizard feet and a cobra hood.
And eyes
As
that
one does.
he-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Recalibrated, was that the word? Recalibrated eyeballs?
Oh yes,
Yes.
yeah, because he had
Yes.
the robot eyes.
Hmm.
You
All
weren't
right.
there. You can't confirm that, Jay. You weren't even
I
part of that.
can because
I'm
the
just nodding and
quote
I
was
agreeing.
talked to Jay about it after. I talked to
Right.
Letter Jay about it after.
Okay.
I mean, there is a clip and highlight section in the group now. Right.
Oh, right,
Like,
yeah.
Like
I
I
almost
wasn't even
forgot.
there, and I know what you said. Your words are eternal.
Mhm.
Oh, previously
So-
on, probably.
Forever on the
Yes.
internet. Yeah.
Yeah, previously
Yeah.
on is a good. Oh,
Yeah, we're at
I
the 20-minute mark.
right. Hoshi and Flaming Sword. Now that you're here in the chat, you should definitely catch the very beginning of this video, like the opening, like 3
Yep.
seconds, because Jay's the
Yep.
best. Like, anyway,
Also, I have the notes pulled up. I didn't know if anybody else wanted to.
I was
there.
gonna ask if you had the because
I actually just figured it was going to be you, Becky. Love you. I was like, yeah, he's going to do previous on. Becky's going to read. It's great.
Yeah,
Mhm,
yeah,
mhm.
yeah. That tracks. Oh, it keeps
So you keep
the
you
same- the
keep
same thing with the-
disappearing. Yep. We got our disappearing promotional thing.
merchandise. Yeah, promos. mhm.
so somewhat
Well, but my
ironic.
cell
that the-
phone will stay there. It won't hide, but everything
yeah,
else.
right. Very strange.
Yep.
It's one has to admire the profound irony of a game about interdimensional demon hunting ninja assassins being incredibly
Mhm.
difficult to display on screen.
Yes.
Irony or poetry?
I think both.
I
Well,
prefer to
both-
refer to
both
it
is
as
good.
Morissettian irony.
There you go.
Irony for people who don't necessarily know what the actual definition of irony is, but think it sounds right.
I was gonna
Right.
say your
Mhm,
nickname is
mhm.
now gonna become
I do that all the time.
Osti on this channel and not just your character on Mondays.
So people fuck up the definition of irony all the time.
I do that all the time, and Gabriel corrects me on it. It's fine.
I don't think name dropping Alanis Morissette qualifies as ostentatious. That qualifies me as being alive in the 90s.
Those are the same word.
She's making commercials now about that joke.
I
Literally,
mean,
they just dropped it like a couple of days ago. I saw one. So
yeah,
shush.
go get your bag. What you mean?
Anyway,
Okay.
the Dogma 2 won't be out for like 10 years, so give her time.
So you were saying previously on.
Previously on Shadowscar.
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. Could you do that one more time with Zhuzh? Could you try this
That
time?
wasn't enough shoots for you, sir.
That was
If
not
there's
enough
too much
Zhuzh.
zhuzh, Zoom will just kick out the audio. I don't know
What
what.
that
Yeah,
means is you're gonna have to
we have
Zhuzh and
tried.
lean into the like Zhuzh from your diaphragm, sir.
Uh-huh.
I'm zhuzhing as much as I possibly can.
I don't believe you. Like,
Mike, this is where you fly to Jay's house, open the door, do it, and then go back to your place.
Mhm.
that would be an impressive amount of Zhuzh.
Yeah, like
I
that
have to
would-
admit,
I
that
would
be
have to
impressive.
travel across the entirety of the
Yes.
United States.
It's called zhuzh
Mhm.
and chutzpah, all in one.
Right, well, maybe stop phoning that shit in. You know,
Mhm.
like,
I think that's the Schutzpah? Schutzpah? I don't. Anyway.
the cut of your jib.
Previously on Shadowscar.
I like it.
You
Yeah, that
interpreted. I'm supposed to interpret that as more Zhuzh. Okay, all right.
Differently zhuzhed.
Listen, you.
There it is. There's
Becky, read.
Okay,
Sorry.
a sulfur
Last
messenger
time on the damn
storm.
show.
A sulfur messenger storms towards Rita and yells, "You are grounded," then disappears. This ends up triggering the sprinkler system, only getting Rena wet. Rena just laughs because it doesn't really affect her. It was more of a show of anger / power than actually doing anything. Hoshi goes into her sister's room, but it's locked. She picks the lock, then locks herself in the room. She looks at her sister's sketchbook. She doesn't have any info as to where her sister went. The pictures started moving on their own. They then spoke to her and called her by her name. It looks like her sister, but covered in plants and vines. It says, "I need it from our place we only know about." We need it from the place I only know. Wow. Let me start that again. I need it from our place we only know about. I can't come home without it. If you touch the item to the sketchbook, it will bring me back. Hoshi takes a shower, gets clean clothes, and puts their sister's clothes on. Four is continuing to drink after realizing he came in contact and is working with his arch nemesis. He has downed a few bottles of liquor. Hoshi notices and says that those are for multiple people, and Four says, "I'm seeing multiple." Hoshi gets some anti-hangover meds for later. Tanamichi is very uncomfortable with being locked in. He thinks that just because we are locked in here doesn't mean the danger has disappeared. He is also very uncomfortable with Molly being locked in with them. Plus, Rena's shadow daddy.
Are you
Rena's
saying
shadow
comfortable
daddy.
or uncomfortable? Because I'm only hearing the word comfortable, but I'm assuming it's uncomfortable.
He is also very uncomfortable
Okay.
with Molly
I was
being
just not
locked
hearing.
in
Okay.
with them. Plus, Rena's shadow daddy pooped in here too, so it's not foolproof. Kai defends Molly, saying that we are just as much of a threat to her as she is to us. She also killed a yokai to help save the team. Hoshi is looking around for soil that is not contaminated for Kai. The power outage has moved past this part of the city. We know this because Kai put a gargoyle outside. There's a military blockade outside of the building that is stacking bricks outside the building. They are probably going to blow this place up. Molly uses the threatened action to scare the people below her to run away while throwing the grab axe down to break their dome shield. It works. Hoshi and Kai makes a portal to amplify Molly's voice and throw a grenade at them once the shield breaks. Tanamichi grabs one of the guys through the portal to grab one of the guys to question them. This guy also had one of the triggers as well to make the building go boom. When the axe and bomb hits the ground, it obliterates the bad guys. They had no choice. We call the cleaners to cover our mess. That might be.
Did we officially call the cleaners, or did we talk about calling?
We talked about it. I just remember that Rena ended with talking to the guy like, "We don't know if you're gonna be a survivor or not." Like,
he was like, "What do you want to know?"
The rest of your buddies are dead, and we haven't decided whether or not you stay alive.
And then Hoshi was like, "Hey, we finally got a cliffhanger that ends on our terms after like 4 years."
Yep.
To be clear, 4 years of me playing with Jay, I'm finally in a game that had a cliffhanger that ended on the player's side.
I did that in one other table one previous time, and it was an apple pie festival, and everybody assumed there was demons in the dishes or something. I don't know what your people's problem is.
I don't know, just that like there's a pattern with the way that you end your session.
I don't know what you mean. Earlier today, Robin was like, "So, hey, you're going to torture him today? What are you trying to say?" Like,
yeah, I think they said what they said.
They did. Yeah, they sure did. And then I was like, "Well, I don't really have any plans for that." And they're like, "I don't believe you." So here you are, looking at this guy who is busy kind of wetting himself a little bit.
Fair.
Don't look at me. What are you gonna do to him? Flip him upside down, shake him for his lunch money? Go bust out the plunger and the rubber duck? What's the plan?
I think Hoshi is going to encourage the people to go join the rest of the civilians.
The people.
Her staff.
Your staff, you bet.
So that they're not still privileged to whatever else we do.
Sure, right. Less you know, less you can be charged with. Yeah, yeah.
You know, probably take the parachutes off, but go run down with the fire escape like everyone else, you know. That's all you know. That's all you've seen. That's all that happened.
Yep.
We could tell
my parents the truth later, and that's about it.
We could tell the bomber man over there that you know, he can jump 2 if he wants, but he doesn't get a parachute.
The guy you've yanked through the portal, that guy?
Yes.
And he goes, no, I mean,
And I did want to make the clarification with the being the 10th story. This is not 10 regular apartment building stories.
Mm.
These are 10, like, some of them double story, like, she has staircases in her place. It is
Mhm.
taller.
Yeah.
But it is still
10 floors.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah.
10 floors, not stories. There we go.
Mhm.
Yes. Someone who actually has experience living on the 10th floor of a building pointed out that this doesn't really qualify as a skyscraper if it's only 10 traditional stories tall. That's like 100 feet. That's kind of pedestrian for an apartment building.
Yeah.
I might be able to survive if I jumped out my window right now. Like, possibly.
I think you're wrong about that. I really do.
Depending on what I land on.
Right.
But you will be definitely injured by a lot.
I would say it would really depend on whether or not you landed on a hoomst as opposed to a what.
Maybe that hoomst had it coming.
Okay. Yeah, she'll usher them down with everyone else.
Or hoomst to the skull cracks and all that. It's a classic. So you get them outside. While you're ushering them outside, what is everybody else doing? Tanamichi, what are you doing? Are you staring at the sky? Or are you washing your hands of the whole thing and being like, I'm going to take up knitting? What's the plan?
Yeah, I think the way that Tanamichi like brought him in, it was just like around his like torso and like pulled him in. So like it's still around his torso. And he
Which
just kind
arm?
of
Which arm?
I think
What do you
Hoshi
mean?
is asking if you yanked him in with the metal arm or the other one.
Oh, yes. The metal arm.
Okay.
Right. Like a badass. You bet.
I'm gonna just look.
Cyborg
Can't
ninja.
remember specifically which
You
one
are
I
ninjas
said.
with supernatural
Yes,
talents who
we
work
are
for Shadow
technically
Cabinet.
ninjas.
Right.
Mhm.
I know it doesn't really look like that right now, but technically you
Yeah,
are.
Definitely
we are.
go for the it's stealth as long as there's no witnesses. Well, there's no witnesses because they're all dead, but there's no witnesses.
Mhm.
Well, there's one right now. We still have to work on that.
Right. That is
Yeah.
a perfectly legitimate path. The Splinter Cell game split the difference. You have Ghost, which is that first category, and Panther, which is what you all do. Like, Panther is perfectly acceptable.
Yeah.
So yank this guy in.
Yank
Metal
this
arm
guy
and
in. And then wraps the rest of the whip around his like arms to like kind of like tie him up
Bind
a little
him.
bit.
You bet.
Yeah.
I know you misspoke when you said rip, but in my
Yes.
mind you didn't. Rip is a whip with like barbs or something gnarly on the end. I was like, Jesus. That's way more hardcore than I thought you were. Good to know that Tanamichi is just fucking scary. Like,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he needs to be. He's in the same clan as Rena.
Yeah, I kind of got to hold my own in terms of
Right, gotta stand out.
Oh, you wouldn't have survived otherwise.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Rena doesn't need scary
my-
dog privileges, but everyone around Rena has to have scary dog privileges to be allowed around Rena.
Right.
Yep.
So you yank this guy in and you bind him up. And he looks real uncomfortable, but he doesn't put up any real fuss. He just whimpers a couple times. Rena, you got this like the word hostage sounds so inhumane. Unwilling roommate?
Unwilling guest.
Oh,
Captive.
Sleep in here.
Prisoner.
Rena is going to
Prisoner is such
pull
a-
out
That's
her
fun.
sword and walk up to him and then put the sword right on his cheek. Just the class.
Oh, okay. Classy. I thought you were going to go the whole sounding route. Good to know.
Nope, not going there on YouTube. That's fine.
Look,
I wanna
Rena
know
strikes
about
me as
that later.
Rena strikes me as a scary woman, is all I'm saying. I found that to be a downright tame usage of the blade. Anyway, you got this blade against this guy's face. And he goes, right, yeah. Whatever you want to know. Please don't hurt me.
Well, I know what you were here for. And what you were about to do is probably still going to get all of you killed. Had you succeeded.
We were just here for the girl.
Yeah. I know who
Which
sent you.
one?
I haven't seen her, but we have a description, not a picture, a description.
Mhm.
4 feet, green hair.
And you thought by blowing up the whole building you would get that person alive?
Oh no, the message was not to bring her back alive. I mean, that was an option, but not implied as a preference. So the commander was just gonna have us blow the whole building up.
Something that triggers any of our knowledge.
No.
So who hired you?
I forget your dad's name right now, but he'll not say that, but name one of the shell companies that your dad controls. Never a point of direct contact, you know.
She's gonna pull out the paper that she received and be like, "This ring a bell. This name," and point specifically to.
Oh yes, I've never met him, but yes, we do contracts for him consistently.
Oh yeah, that's my father.
Oh well, that's
Hence.
terrifying.
Yeah, hence if you had blown up the building with me in it, you would have been dead either way. So I'm still debating on whether or not I want to kill you.
Wait, hold on. If you're not, and he'll scan the room and he goes, I don't see the girl we were supposed to
No, you
deal
don't.
with here. If she's not in this room, what do you care?
Because we
tried to blow us up.
Well, yes, but not like on
And-
purpose.
So ultimately, why I would care
And
whether or not I
everyone
kill
else
you?
in the building.
Oh yes, I see why you would care. Right, you would have been right. Yes, apologies. Sorry, it's the fear talking. I missed that. Apologies.
I'm also offended on behalf of everyone else in the building who would be collateral damage in the whole, flattening of the building thing.
If it helps, I disagree with the commander's overzealous usage of explosives.
I'm
Following orders
thrilled.
is into defense.
I'm thrilled.
Mm-hmm.
Hoshi's gonna say that legally following orders is into defense.
So above table, I have all kinds of difficulty with the idea that a soldier would do a crummy thing just because their boss told them to. And there are various statutes that can give you some leverage if you don't want to do something like that. But in the setting, that's not how it works for this particular guy. I'm not saying that every military outcome, but this guy is like, what? No, boss said do it. I gotta do it. I don't have to like it.
But you were also about to blow up a diplomatic building.
Yes. While I did not know that, there is zero chance that my commander didn't know that. There is, which is to say, I promise that he knew that.
I mean, way to throw the dead guy under the bus, but still.
I did not like him. And it's clear that you don't like him either. So forgive me for trying to build some degree of rapport. Like, I am a hostage in front of a bunch of terrifying looking people who I did inadvertently attempt to kill. Look, I'm trying to build a bridge here. I don't want to get killed. I didn't like him.
Rena's going to turn around to Hoshi.
Mm-hmm.
So this happened in your hometown and in your home.
Oh, so not just in your hometown. It happened in like one of your many apartments. Like,
would you like us to use him to send a message?
Like a sticky note in a mailbox?
Whatever message she would like to
look at
send.
Kai's face like, no. Like,
Rena probably would go on the more bloodier side, but she's trying to let Hoshi be the one to lead this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so like a finger in the mailbox.
that's kind of vulgar, but I mean, I was thinking more like maybe a head still attached to the spine.
Oh,
Also,
in the
I got some nasty
mailbox.
letters that I gotta go take care of in a minute anyway, so I could also technically take him and take care of that at the same time.
Can you just include a message to your dad that said reminding him that he didn't have any plans to harm the Sora family? And blowing up their home is harm, whether or not they are in it.
well, okay.
No.
So, wait.
Which I am well aware that it was before we took the thing and ran, but
No, Hoshi, your parents aren't home.
I just said even if they aren't in it.
It still would have affected them.
Destroying their home counts.
Mhm.
Okay.
And also, Hoshi is in it, so that is inadvertently
Right,
like.
but at the time,
It doesn't matter if he knew it or not. Doesn't matter if they like thought the house. Maybe that's why the political meeting is happening when it did. Destroying her home still counts as a direct threat and attack against her family.
Constitutes an act of war, yes.
And he said that he didn't have, and they just, did stuff to, if her family actually went through with it, to, in theory, like, take care of one of his allies. Like,
I'm sure this will be the moment where he chickens out and tries to throw the overzealous third party under the bus and say, hey, I can't control the actions of private contractors. I didn't kill him.
That's not Dad's
He was
style.
very aware of who was in the building.
Yeah.
Because I have received a letter.
Yeah. His daughter was here.
No, not just a letter.
And had a messenger arrive in Hoshi's home where his daughter, a associate of Hoshi, was before said building was getting exploded. So
for full transparency, she's going to then hand the letters, the envelope, I should say, to Hoshi.
Yeah, what do I see on it?
I was served with legal paperwork. I'm being sued because I claimed his asset.
You claimed your dad's asset?
Yes, which means Molly was originally.
Which in it, whether this means that Four worked for your dad or simply worked in a location that he owned, which I suppose is Four's decision to make. Because Molly was acquired, sorry, that sounds awfully slavey. Recruited.
It is the situation we're in. Yeah.
Right. Recruited to join the Shadow Cabinet, the company, which still doesn't have a name. Because she was removed from a building that Four was working at, which your dad had a major stake in. What percentage and what form that takes is entirely up to the two of you to decide.
What he did?
I mean, somebody paid for all that shit, right?
I don't care where the money comes from. It's not the point.
You should.
I realize this is not the most ethical table we've ever had, but above table, you really should. You should absolutely care where your money comes from.
So Hoshi just asks that whatever message is sent includes a reminder that this is what he said, and she would hate for your dad to be one who goes back on his word.
She will write that down, but knowing the fact that we went back on our word first. Well, technically, we didn't make promises.
We didn't make a promise. Nope. He did.
We just absconded with the thing that he wanted for the past.
We did break trust for sure.
Oh yeah.
And you feel free to add whatever other information you need in there. But Hoshi wants to remind him that he specifically said he had no plans to attack or harm the Sora family. And this constitutes as attack and harm on the Sora family. That was only stopped through our efforts and not because of his efforts.
Yep.
And an absurd amount of dice.
Wonderful, delicious amount of dice. Just
a waterfall of dice.
Yeah. I wish I could have shown on screen just the rain of 130 dice. But Kai is gonna psychic message to Tanamichi. Hey, I don't suppose there's any of that crystal dust left.
Let me
what on earth do you want that for? Speaking of Four, what are you up to?
Four's still drunk. We haven't given him the stuff yet.
Correct. Yep.
So Four is just laying there
Yeah, y'all took the axe and the grenade. I kind of just left him there.
No, we gave him the one that tastes like feet.
Nope.
No, I gave you the one that tastes like feet to give him.
Oh, that's right.
And then we didn't have time after Kaboom.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Rena's then gonna go ahead and give that to Four.
Okay, you bet.
That this for make it easy.
Drinking that's
I mean,
not
he
a problem.
just said he was laying on the floor going, ugh, so probably.
Okay, then I'm just gonna pour it down his throat.
You bet.
Fucking
Hey,
nasty.
buddy.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, she's
Can't-
just gonna look down at him, no remorse, and go, "Don't get drunk on the job."
Right.
I got.
I thought we were taking a break.
We did. It was
All right,
over.
Ross.
4.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I got a proposition for you.
What?
How good are you at building torture devices?
Well, that's fascinating.
Oh no.
Oh, good.
We
We've
got Heather.
exited. We've exited the Die Hard portion of the program, and we're progressing into Saw.
Mhm.
I
Would
can't
you like to play
say
a game?
Are you
I've
okay,
ever
Heather?
made a torture device.
Okay, specifically a
Not that hard.
collar.
Glad that I was already swallowing and did not
Mhm.
actually choke or do a spit take. Rebecca, don't
No.
kill me.
I'm sorry.
You love me, I hope.
Well, I've become
You
quite
don't
emotionally
need to
attached
tell
to
me
Heather.
now.
I'll be very upset if I will take it
I'm-
personally.
Yeah.
I'm trying to potentially send a message, and I would like to use this
Unfortunate
thing
soul.
over here.
Because I would like to point out that I'm perfectly capable of reciting whatever it is you'd like me to say. Sans torture. Just a thought.
Becky, I just want to let you know that as you gesture to this poor unfortunate soul,
Yes, I saw that.
a poor unfortunate soul appeared in your background,
Yes,
fully
he
visible.
didn't- Yes, and I have. Yes, that's my nephew. Sorry, I was like,
That poor
Sacrifice
unfortunate
is
soul.
innocent.
Uh-huh.
Your nephew is going to have a bad night from the sound of it.
Yeah.
No, the torture device is happening fictionally, not to the minor. It's fine. The minor's
Yes, we
fine.
have to clarify.
Oh, right. Yeah, you can't torture somebody until they're of age. Absolutely
Exactly.
not. That's a
Yeah.
crime.
You know, we need to
Because
hit the
then
age
it's
of
morally
consent to know that
wrong.
we're taking it away.
Right.
Yeah.
and this is why I was like, be careful becoming in the camera.
See, there's the laws of common decency, there's actual laws, and then there's YouTube's terms of service.
Right.
No minors are harmed in the making of this show.
Uh-huh.
Now, that
Well,
is
not
until we get to
physically. I
someone
cannot-
who is digging with a pickaxe, but we'll get there.
Right. I cannot promise anybody that Becky does not emotionally wound the shit out of all of her family members,
I
including.
can.
the
I
ones
will
that-
vouch for that. I will vouch that she does not harm her family. And in fact,
Ever?
gets upset
Not
at them
even
when they are
once?
doing the harm. But
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, then, as long as we get
So,
Heather's seal of approval.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to make some sort of timed collar, if you're able to within.
I'm
with
sorry,
things
you
for
want to
here.
put a time bomb on this man's neck.
I never said it was a bomb. I said a timed collar.
as in the collar is only going to be on for a certain length of time.
Again,
she wants
at,
to
at
do
the
a-
risk of at the risk of overstepping my bounds, since I'm bound,
What
I could
happens at
just
the end of the
say
timer?
whatever it is you want me to say.
Oh, but what in the fun would that be?
I
see.
am not going to make a torture device. Oh, no,
Thank
unless
you.
absolutely
Finally, someone with
necessary.
decency.
It is morally wrong, and I am not part of it.
One might even say repugnant.
I
One
do
might
think
say.
that
Rena, I don't think
Yeah.
it's going to say that, but one might say that.
I don't think that the message necessarily would land.
It was supposed to be timed to come off, not to
Hmm.
blow up. But I didn't want him to know that. However, I get it.
I think
But without
we're-
any fear or any bloodshed, he's not gonna believe anything that comes across.
The's been enough bloodshed.
I
No,
don't
like
know if
on
you
the
know-
person.
there's an
I got an
impact-
idea.
Oh,
I got an idea.
Oh no.
impact
Oh,
crater around
no.
the entire perimeter of
Yes.
this building.
Yes, Rena takes off to go outside.
Are we about to Batman him, hold
Hmm.
him over the ledge?
No, Rena's gonna do something else.
Please stop
Hey.
traumatizing the peon.
The thing that I just sent you, I'm going to wait for a minute.
When you go downstairs,
Mm.
Rena, are you headed downstairs, like to the bottom, to the big old mess?
Yes, literally.
You'll find
yes.
that there is no big old mess.
Everything's
We called the
vaporized.
cleaners.
Right.
We didn't call the cleaners yet, though. We talked about it. We actually didn't.
Somebody did, because there's nothing
Mm.
here. And I mean nothing.
Darn it.
Like,
I thought
not
she was going
even,
Never
like,
mind.
there's no dirt, there's no newspapers in a gutter, nothing.
No
we have
blood.
magic powers.
no
We're
gore.
spooky.
Okay.
Not a damn thing.
They spackled the road back together.
Quick work.
Yeah.
She huffs and slowly goes back upstairs. Fine.
All 10 flights, 10 stories.
Well, there's an
Rena-
elevator.
Rena, what were you gonna do?
I
You
was
really
gonna
wanna
go
know?
ahead and splatter him with the blood that already existed.
Not
They
creepy
were-
at all.
Demised. They were a
They're out there,
fine
right?
spray
That meant that would have been spray everywhere to use.
mixed with dirt and
And?
debris and metal
And?
shards.
Yes.
Again,
What about space ketchup? Just use that.
we're not in space
I
anymore.
don't.
We're
Yeah.
basically still in
Fine.
some.
Hey,
We're on a planet.
Hoshi, do
we're-
you have an
we're
office? A place
You'll
for office
find
supplies
that-
where I can write a thing.
You'll find that Hoshi is not present.
Oh, okay. She
Well,
looks around. She says that and she's
since-
like, Hoshi, what? Okay, I'm just gonna go find a room then.
Since
She's gonna go
since
find a room
we're
with paper
not-
and pen.
Since we're not torturing or sending a message to Rena's father with this guy, what do we think we should do
Oh,
with
I
him?
still want to use him as a messenger. I just gotta go write the message.
Hmm.
So
He's staying
Tanamichi-
tied up though.
Tanamichi, you never did answer my question. Is there anything left of that dust?
Let me see if and he kind of like digs in one of his like pouches and stuff, and I think he has a little bit left of that dust.
Sure.
I also have some Silverlight dust. If that's helpful.
Some pardon?
I have some Silverlight dust, which is a memory wiping one.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's not the dust that we're talking about, but okay.
I'm curious how you came across that because I don't recall that substance being in the.
It was.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You just
let's,
don't remember.
Ooh.
It's also called gaslight powder. Like,
Anyway.
anyway.
The reason I asked for that specifically is mostly if you want to send a message, maybe troll the guy with the thing we destroyed.
Yes, I know we gave some of it to Molly.
Molly, yeah. But above the
analyze.
table, I recall there being something about that dust sort of melting into some sort of weird, freaky goo a while back, but I don't know whether all of it did.
Mhm.
Not all of it, just most of it.
Yeah.
But just putting a little smear on the letter or on the guy's head, just as a little, hey, yeah.
Mhm,
Remember
mhm.
that time?
Oh, Rena's gonna intricately draw the crystal on the paper.
Okay. So let me get this straight. You've taken this guy, you've taken some of the
Mhm.
dust. You're writing a note on his face?
No, I went and
No.
found paper and pen.
Okay. And what's the plan from here? How do we get the letter to wherever it is you want to send it to?
Shove it up his ass and send him on his way.
Ooh.
Like a backdoor burrito. A poop
That-
roll.
We need to get.
Hmm.
We need to find a gate.
Yeah. I
If we
mean,
find a gate, then Rena can send him to the right place with the gate.
Hey, this might seem like a strange question. Could we maybe use that Silverlight stuff on him? Because I think we did reveal some kind of deeply personal information about ourselves.
Uh-huh.
And maybe just put the ninja outfits on, disguise our faces then send him on his way when he doesn't remember like who your dad
Anything.
is, or
That would actually be great, and that actually might keep him alive after going back to my dad.
a little bit, yeah.
I call the
Yeah,
purple
yeah.
bandana.
Look at the guys like, do you want your memory erased so you can potentially live?
Oh, yeah, please. Anything it takes to not be dead. You are terrifying people. And
Well,
I wasn't like,
Wait, hey,
Anyway,
I'm not scary.
I'm
are you or are you not having a conversation right now about dust that you have that will erase my brain? I would argue that the elimination
You're not
of someone's
gonna know
memories-
that.
Right, but in this moment I do.
anyway.
Mhm.
So
You don't.
Now,
You
keep
tried to
in
blow
mind-
us up. Sorry.
that's very true. The guy you're delivering this to may just straight up murder you just for delivering him bad news, but at least you don't have any incriminating information that he could torture out of you. So you'll die quickly
Mm-hmm.
and not like slowly and painfully.
I mean, that's probably better.
Yeah. So, brain or no brain.
Apologies. I am splitting my attention in two different directions, and at this
That is
moment I
true.
can't do that. You're
That is such
asking
a
him if
bad tagline. That is so mean. Brain or no brain? On today's episode.
are you
No
asking
brain.
him
That's-
if he
Would
would
you
like
like
to
to
have his
leave
brain
it with the
definitely-
brain
removed?
intact and then it get pushed, or would you like to have it just completely melted? Which
Right.
one? Which one?
That is definitely the episode title for today. Brain or
Brain
no
or-
brain or no
Brain.
brain?
Oh,
No.
no brain.
Right,
Not a-
everybody's favorite game show. So what was the question? I'm sorry. What are you asking him?
Dude, does he want his mind erased or not?
If the mind wipe is what it takes for him to not be dead, it's not even a thought. He's like, I'm not allowed to talk about what I do in the job anyway, and I have a family who I really care about. So I mean, I'm not even going to consider it. Wipe my
That
brain.
made me like you.
Oh, good. Like he's going to be very, very upfront about that. He's like, oh, good. Like, I'm thrilled to hear that. Please erase my brain.
Well, not if you want it.
Why
And
did
you said you're not
ask me?
scary.
Right?
I'm not scary.
Liar. Liar.
So the reason
I
we
would
asked is
say
because
it's
we're a
different.
highly disorganized, chaotic group of lunatics.
Hey, the grenade and the axe were mine.
The what now?
The axe
don't worry
technically
about it.
was yours at that point because you had taken it from
Right,
someone.
possession is nine tenths there, Sonny Jim.
Yeah,
Like,
yes.
like-
Anyway,
oh.
so
Are we
yeah,
dusting
so
him?
he chose the no-brain option here. Snort this magic powder.
He will greedily huff as much of that as you like.
Wait a minute. Which powder was that again?
Yours.
Did I give you the right one?
You gave him
Oh,
crystal
God
cocaine.
damn
It's
it.
purple. It does weird things to the
Well,
mind. Or maybe maybe you
I have a
didn't.
couple of like dust powder stuff.
All right, listen.
So for what you do with your
I didn't label them.
self-medicating pharmaceuticals,
Always label. Sorry, I'm not here. Always label.
I mean, it's important, but I really hope you don't get those confused for your own use, because I mean,
Is our illustrious GM frozen for anyone else or just me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, he's gone.
Yep,
Oh.
yep.
you're the DM now.
I was like, he was like, I was like, that's an interesting pose. Oh, that's a slightly grayed pose. Oh, that is a frozen as fuck pose.
Mhm, mhm.
And now we run the game. Okay, so everyone is super. Anyway,
Woo.
so
Sorry, I
okay,
lost
what-
you there for a minute.
Mhm.
I heard the part where Ford was like, which one was it again? And I said, you need to label your magic cracks. And then I lost you.
Yep. Oh no.
Imagine that, but like another 45 seconds. We haven't progressed past it yet.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah. It was this is a problem that you're not labeling your magic dust.
Yeah,
Mhm.
right. Label. Get a label maker's like $15. Get one.
Well, I was just thinking it was
Have a
more
pen
lines
and
of like
paper and tape. That's
for his
great.
for his own benefit, really. Because I mean, imagine if you just
You had
you're trying if you
and
try
you
and
don't label your
like
shit. No wonder it blew up. That's not Molly's fault.
I was
Yes.
joking.
Not here.
First of all, I was
Kai,
trying
can
to
you
be
imagine if
scary.
Mr. I live label free got his hands on the inside of your bike back there?
I was trying to be
I
scary.
live life on the edge of the
He wasn't gonna remember it though. That's the
what
problem.
you guys were? I was trying to impress you guys. Now
So
you
I will
just
see
think I'm
everybody in
stupid.
15 minutes now that the Zoom has stabilized itself.
Oh man.
well, that was interesting.
So
Yay.
we resorted to mind wiping and not torture, which inherently I think is better, but
Net gain.
and like Tanamichi like knows like that Rina and her family use these kinds of methods, so that's why he wasn't really saying anything. But
To be fair, again, if she, well, we're not sending him, it is going all intact. But
Mhm.
if she hadn't had you guys, if she hadn't done, if she hadn't made sure that there was some sort of blood, then they would have questioned whether or not it was really her
Mhm.
sending the message.
I mean, keeping in mind, I'm not sure, Rena, you're aware of this. People have a great deal of blood in them.
Yes.
You could have just kind of.
Oh, she's acutely aware of that fact.
Oh, yeah. I thought about that was the other
It's
area.
just like a superficial.
I
Yeah,
mean,
no, she
honestly,
did consider that.
at the point that we were all talking and Tanamichi had his hand on the dude's shoulder when Rina put her sword to his cheek and was like pushing him down onto his knees. Like he was in a we might execute you right now position.
Right. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I that just
But-
to me came across as unnecessary.
I never said I was playing it in a way that I'm totally playing Rena in a way that
Oh yeah, I fully get that.
similar to one of the
absolute
characters
psycho.
I used to. Oh yes,
Becky
exactly.
literally sent,
Mhm.
I am playing this like such and such character before the redemption arc. And I was like, oh yeah. No. Trained to be an assassin, daddy's precious little princess.
Mhm.
No cares, no empathy. Yeah, no. This is the dark arc for sure.
Yep.
You're
But I
just
didn't get
finally
to play-
playing the first half of it.
Yes.
The fun part, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
But
You know,
the thing
the-
that there are other more morale people around.
Yes.
So I can't wait to find out what you guys are up to.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm super concerned about where Hoshi wandered off to.
Yeah,
'cause,
Hoshi just like disappeared.
yeah,
Honestly,
fucked
I
off.
think Tanamichi was if Tanamichi wasn't so focused on what Rina was doing and kind of following her lead with what was happening, he would have tried to keep tabs on Hoshi.
Now, here's a
And where
question
she
for Heather. Since Molly couldn't make it for this session, do we want to canonically have it that she went with you?
No.
Okay.
She's probably on the porch with the plants now that like
She needs some
there's
time
not
to
people
decompress.
like shooting at her actively. So yeah.
Yep. Hi, buddy.
I love that he's just dusting you.
Uh-huh.
He was
Oh,
so
Sophie joined me for floor time earlier today. She was like on the
Eclipse-
floor with me and
Eclipse
drooling
last
on my
night
face.
laid on my side, which is fine. He always does that. But he was like up here on my shoulder with his like he was like
Mhm.
splooting right here, and then the little farted. His butt was hitting my head, and I went.
Didn't hear any of that.
Eclipse farted by my face when he was getting comfortable last night. and I
Mhm.
kicked him off my arm where
The-
he was
the-
sleeping.
The eternal danger of the ever-present cat butt.
Right?
Yes.
Like if
Mhm.
if his head was near me, it would have been fine, but it wasn't his head. It
Yeah.
very much was not his head. And now here's the thing. I don't think farts all that much. But when you do, it doesn't need to be near my
Mhm.
face.
Yep. He's like, I'm the most beautiful angel ever and never do anything wrong, Mom.
He's laying right here, and that's his exact pose right now.
Mm-hmm.
Just, I'm perfect. I don't know what you mean. What do you?
Yep.
There's no issue here. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Mhm.
His name is Eclipse, and he showed you the fart side of the moon.
Yep. I love that so much. I'm putting
These are your
that.
friends. They're not my friends anymore. They're your friends. They're on your side. You know what's kind of scary when you ask the DM a question or the GM a question,
Mm-hmm.
and the little dots in Discord go for a long time.
Yeah. Well, I think what happened was Jay was trying to split his attention between the game and your messaging back and forth, and he was
Mhm.
losing focus.
Yeah, it was being pulled in a couple different directions that didn't work, which I understand.
Why? Jay.
I had to. I had
No,
to put
that
it in
wasn't
there.
you. That wasn't to you. That was to the other one.
Okay, other one.
He
'Cause
said
I
in a
just-
fucking paragraph.
Oh God.
Ah.
See, this is what happens when you wander off on your own.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm gonna go take a break.
I love that this reaction is being live recorded. Oh, and then she's gone the second that I started saying something. I was like, I love that this reaction is being live recorded for us to watch later about her reaction. And Jay is gonna watch this and then see her reaction to what that was.
I can't read lips that
There
well,
is
but I'm pretty sure I saw
zero
at least
audio coming through, but there's a lot of F
Oh,
words.
did y'all make her go off the screen?
Well, no. Somehow, despite an atrocious pun, that's not what knocked her out.
Yeah.
Jay sent her a message about whatever she's going on with Hoshi, and I'm pretty
And
sure,
this is
even with
the
my
reaction.
primitive lip reading skills, I saw at least 3 fucks.
Yep. She disappeared off camera, muted herself for a second, came back, and then continued saying.
In
With
such
zero audio.
profound histrionics, that even though she is not muted, it did not pick her up.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's no audio coming through either.
I'm gonna guess that he just said, "Hey, you're dead, and you're playing your sister now."
Oh yeah, for sure, exactly. I'm so glad you caught that. Good job.
Yep.
Move your butt, cat.
Oh man. It's 90 degrees in Oregon.
Oh, I'm so
And
sorry.
I don't have central air conditioning in my building.
I kind of understand how you feel. Yesterday, my AC went out and it was like 80 in here. It had just rained, so we had not as bad as 90, but it was.
Dude,
pretty
I will
bad.
buy and run you down an air conditioner.
It has been rough. But I have an ice pack that I put on my neck, and I sit with one at my back, and that usually helps kind of like run the coolness through my body. I took a cold shower before this game.
Okay, are you familiar with the swamp cooler?
Oh,
Yes.
that would be a really good option. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't have a fan though.
I have
a little desk fan.
I have a small
I
air
don't have any of
conditioner.
those.
No, I have a small air conditioner
Nothing.
and a small dehumidifier that I bought because when it gets too bad, my apartment just can't keep up. And it doesn't do much like the dehumidifier is keep in the kitchen. It has a little hose, it goes straight into the sink. And then the air conditioner, you fill up the base of it with water and it pulls the water to condition. So I have them right next to each other. So hopefully it adding water to the air is then immediately getting pulled in by the dehumidifier.
Yeah.
But that has helped even just at the end of last summer. Those both helped so much. And that's as long as I have electricity, I can have those too.
Yeah, the improvised swamp cooler phenomenon is big in the Pacific Northwest, where
Oh
you
yeah.
just like take a styrofoam cooler, fill it with ice, cut a little hole
Put
on
a
the top, put a desk
fan.
fan on top, and then it'll just blow, and then with a little piece of PVC pipe for an outflow. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah,
Quick and dirty.
I have to wait till Thursday payday to get any sort of like anything because my entire first of the month check went to rent because the thing that I used to pay my rent and split it up between my couple paychecks over the month wasn't working this month, so I had to pay it all at once before I was late on rent.
Gross.
Hi, Eclipse. I love you.
I am like, I don't have anything in my bank account right now until Thursday where I can go and get a fan. So I am just raw dogging it out here in the 90-degree weather in my 10th floor apartment.
Listen, you got to be careful doing that. The sun is hot.
Oh, yeah.
And you're closer to it than most people. So DMJ, you'll be glad to know that whatever it is message you sent Heather/Hoshi sent her into such a fit of hysteria that the microphone couldn't pick her up.
Yep.
I just yelled "what the fuck" about 3 or 4 times, and they're like, "Yeah, no, nothing's coming through."
Yeah, I was able to read your lips enough that I could catch the fucks.
Yep.
You know what that means? I'm not boring yet. Fantastic. Fantastic.
Eclipse.
It'll come eventually.
Can you stop putting your ass in my face? Yes, that works. That's great. Beautiful.
I would say we have established that I have no butt.
No, Eclipse just decided to lay down and use my hand as a pillow. I will take that option because then I can give him affection, and his ass isn't in my face, and his tail's not hitting my face, and this works out better for all of us, right, buddy? Yeah.
So what were you? Sorry. What were you?
And then you won't have to worry about getting gassed out. Part 2.
And Fart 2. Fart 2 Electric Boogaloo like that.
Why do I tell you anything, Mike? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I think it's a fair question.
Why would I put any of this ammo in your hands? Basically, Eclipse fell asleep last night on my arm as I was laying sideways, and his butt was here, and he was all splooted out, and it was cute. And then he farted right into my face, so I kicked him off my arm.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Yes. Right, buddy. I love you. I do. I promise I do.
So
Amber has never kicked me off her arm for farting, though.
Hopefully your ass isn't in her face when that happens. And if it is, I am so sorry for her.
Well, I don't know. I mean, listen, I mean, I'm not going to get all up in y'all's cakes, but like.
Also,
no king shaming.
You could have
here,
the chonkiest boy ever. I weigh 320 pounds. I like. I'm just saying that Nova's going to have to like sextuple in size to even think about it. Is all I'm saying.
So the
what happened?
The guy has no memory of us now.
Yep.
Because he chose the no brain option, and you were like, okay, right.
Yeah, so he's just spread eagled on the ground with a note on him right now.
Right. Yeah. That dust will erase his memory of the last couple of days, and he'll be unconscious for a few hours.
I was going to say, I thought it was just the last hour. Because that's
was it the last hour? Is that what it says?
Literally the text of the thing that 4 sent us just now.
He'll be unconscious for the next hour or two, though you can wake him up sooner than that with a physical jolt of some kind.
I'd rather not.
Feel free to get creative.
I have a thing that could wake him up. I have overcharge. Short circuit an electrical device you touch. The difficulty of the focus check required is determined by the storyteller and depends on the size/complexity of the target. I'm gonna flavor this as this is Tanamichi's metal arm having a little bit of like electrical juice to it, which is why it's so strong. And so
I love Kai's face. Look at him. You're gonna give him nightmares. Look at that.
I feel like all of today is gonna give him nightmares.
Yeah, and today's kind of been the nightmare episode. And that's
but for the other guy, so
yep.
Right.
as like a little like taser shot almost.
Heather and I had our first nightmare episode. I think the first time you rolled dice together.
Yep. Yep. That set the tone for our friendship.
She was like, don't go farther than that. And I was like, okay. Like,
you know, the claw marks in the wall as you're staring at a door. It's a metal door, and then they just through the door at you, but the claws don't go all the way through. And then you immediately open the door. There's nothing there. Yeah, no, that's normal. It's great.
Totally normal.
Totally normal.
Or the balloons on the ceiling that go nowhere and fade away.
Yeah.
Totally normal.
She was really unhappy with me. It was great.
It's been at least 3 years, if not, no, at least 4 years, if not 5. And those two visceral images still exist in my brain.
Listen, yeah, you got that, and I got the great gift that is rat glue for all time. So, you know.
I will say that was the best session 0. I had sore abs the next day from how hard we were laughing at everything.
It was a good time.
The creation of rat glue is one of the best cursed things I've ever created.
Brilliant.
No, we will not elaborate at this time for what it is.
So you're going to take your electrified arm and grab this guy by the, well, up to you, really.
By the hokey poke.
No,
and
just
I
a little
definitely
like
covering my face. Like, didn't we decide that all of us were going to try to cover up a little bit?
You're going to defibrillate him?
So in theory, everyone
less.
is ninja-fied.
Right, and everyone has covered their face, and I assume you have you're either going to communicate psychically, or you have one of those like Iron Man voice modulator what's-its, or both.
Yeah.
Only his is in a big metal plate, yours is in a badass like Mortal Kombat balaclava looking thing.
Mortal Kombat balaclava looking thing.
Yeah, all the ninja. Everybody.
I know exactly what you're talking about, but oh man,
like
these words strung together are doing great tonight.
That's really what they're called. I just
Sub-Zero.
Right. Good call.
Get
Good
over
call. I
here.
was always a Sub-Zero guy over a Scorpion guy. No offense if you're a Scorpion guy. It's okay. We can still be friends. I mean, you're wrong, but we can still be friends.
Well, I'm sorry that he's the villain in the last movie.
I couldn't tell you. I haven't seen a Mortal Kombat movie since those were $200 shades, asshole. And I was like, no, I'm done. Like, I'm out. Like that was
honestly
terrible.
the newest one isn't that much better.
And that's I hear lots of people go, it's way better, but that bar is like
it's
wicked
still
low.
on the ground.
Yeah,
Like it's still like Sub-Zero.
Oh,
the bar is
I'll
in
see
hell.
myself
though.
out. I'll see myself out.
But you do that. Goodbye.
After Armageddon, the bar is in hell. So just being on the ground level, Annihilation. Sorry, but yeah, that was atrocious.
Anyway,
Anyway,
we've established
yeah,
that Thor is an inferior Mortal Kombat player, and that Jay just delivered one of the worst puns I've ever had the privilege to hear. Thanks for that.
I've done 2
I'm
worse
usually
ones
not
today.
the pun guy, but when they come out,
Right,
they
yeah,
are
but I was
next
just gonna say,
level.
but Jay does not usually come out swinging with such just terribly.
That's true. That's true. I think having
that one
recovered
I
from
feel like was a little low hanging fruit though. It was kind of like everybody's we set like myself up for that.
It was really low.
I think what we're seeing is having recovered from whatever the condition we were dealing with like last time. This is good mood, Jay. You know, you got some hype going.
Okay, so how does the guy react?
To being
To
defib?
being zapped open. Yep.
Yes.
Or zapped
Open.
open.
What?
Not open. Wow.
No,
We defib,
He is-
but we go
We-
like
we agreed on
Spread eagle
that.
with a note on it. How does he react to being zapped open? I'm sorry.
what is it? Walk me through that. You grab a hold of him and you just cook him till he rips? Like what the fuck?
No, it's like a
Wow.
lightning bolt that just happens to cut up the center. You know, it's
Fully
The
impact.
lightning struck him with such impact that
He split like a butterfly
No.
shrimp, you bet. Like a
I
shrimp
was
on a
my
vine.
brain. Okay.
I stopped that sentence for Heather's benefit, and you decided to keep going.
I
Again,
appreciate
the
your
flavor
attempts.
of the friendship.
Began with
It's dripped in gristle.
It's true.
Okay, so he's awake.
I meant.
Okay, but is he awake
open?
and probably about to die because you fried him
No.
open? Okay, I'm just checking.
I meant his eyes are open.
Uh-huh.
That's what my brain started to say before my mouth, like, stuff didn't process right.
Right. Your tongue got ahead of your brain. I get it. Happens to me all the time.
I didn't take my meds this morning. My brain's all over the place today.
Those of you that enjoy watching this and like seeing us put our foot in our mouths, physically and literally, figuratively and literally.
I would like to point out that I do not have the brace it takes to put my foot in my mouth.
I would like at the end of this, I just want wild out of context quotes and mashups, including this one thing was said 10 minutes ago, this other thing was said right here, but they were in theory supposed to happen back to back. So, oh no.
Yep.
I want one of those, and I need it to be 17 hours long so I can just put it on while I go to bed, go back, go to work, come home, and it's still playing. Thank you.
So I want you to know that I have yet to share a single quote from this on Twitter, not because I don't want to, or because there's a live stream that's then recorded, so there's really no reason for that, but because you pile of, let's go with wackadoodles, keep me so entertained and focused that I just can't afford to step away for that long.
Or your account would be banned.
We're putting them in the chat,
and
whether it's the Bugs chatter or this Discord. Just go through and take those quotes and put them on later. It's fine.
Yeah.
Or I think you forgot who owns that platform.
Oh, no. People get banned from Twitter all the time. Like, usually for saying, hey, that was a really shitty thing you just said. Not for saying a shitty thing.
Exactly what I mean.
But I've been really lucky for all of the just incredible bullshittery that I keep hearing is all over Twitter and is there. There's still a lovely bunch of people that are still there. And listen, I'm on there for my job. I can't give it up.
Yeah. What is this Twitter thing you speak of?
Look, if you're gonna try and get me to call it the other thing, you can just get wrecked. All right?
Yes.
Like,
listen, dead naming
not
is
wrecked.
not good when it's an actual.
This is the
entity.
only exception that
but
dead naming
corporations
is okay.
can get wrecked.
Right.
Because
like,
corporations are not people.
Right. Right. You can't dead name a corporation because it wasn't a person. Right.
Yep.
Like Molly.
Okay, not the Molly. Nope.
Not this
Molly. Right, not this
Molly.
Molly. This Molly is the person.
DRG Molly. We mean the robot Molly in a different game. Not the yokai that we're trying to restore personhood in legal terms to in this game.
Didn't we already fail that?
Yes.
They like
Yes.
double possessed
We failed
now?
it so bad.
Yes,
So correction.
repossessed.
The DRG Molly.
Yes.
Not
Right, to clarify,
Shadow
Molly
Scar
from Deep Rock
Molly.
Galactic, not the player. Right, definitely
Yes.
not. That was an unfortunate turn of events. That was a really shitty road we just drove down. My bad.
So I feel like we canonically need to have been like this needs to be taking place, but about some other topic over the now conscious body of the man who is very confused. But
about what the
last
fuck
he
is
checked,
happening.
he was holding a detonator about to blow up a 10-story building against his wishes.
And now he's on his back, laying in front of what would appear to be several terrifying ninja people who are arguing about personhood of this robot.
Arguing about meaningless nonsense.
Right.
He wouldn't have remembered the detonating thing. Because that was within the hour.
Right, yeah. But he'll remember whatever he was doing before that, probably getting orders.
Yeah.
And getting
He'll remember the orders he got. And then be waking up.
So first he was in the truck and like blocks away from here, maybe farther, right? And now he's laying on his back in an apartment, staring up at what looked to be fucking, ninjas out of a storybook. Having a silly conversation about who the fuck knows what. And you can hear him going, "It's just a dream, it's just a dream, I've got to be dreaming, it's just a dream, it's just a dream."
Bad news, chum.
Oh crap. Would it make you feel better if I said I hate my boss?
Beg your pardon?
Would it make you feel better if I said I hate my boss?
Well, he's dead.
Oh, I'm thrilled to hear that.
His boss is not dead.
His boss that he was saying he hated
his immediate supervisor.
Oh, yeah. Your supervisor.
Middle management, as it were.
Yeah.
Yes. Your supervisor is dead.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
And,
so is
terrifying
everyone
ninja
else you
shadow-
came here with.
Terrifying ninja dream people. What happens now? How do
We
I
are
wake-
we're going to pin a note to you, and you need to deliver that to your boss's 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 boss.
Listen, I would love to do that. Really, I would. And he's just looking up at you like, really, I would really love to do that. But I have no idea how to make that happen. None.
Oh, I do. I will
That's on
hand
you to
deliver.
figure out.
I will get him delivered to you. You deliver to him.
Right, because you're a terrifying ninja shadow demon monster.
Right,
Yeah,
we
okay,
know who
yeah,
you're
that
working
makes
for.
sense. Sure.
I'm
I
not
believe you.
scary. Wait, shit. Wrong.
Says every
mean to
scary
be scary.
motherfucker ever. That goes right up there with you can trust me and I'm not going to kill you.
I would
Mhm.
remind you that everything that we used to murder this guy's entire battalion came from your inventory.
Yes.
Not
What-
scary. But some of those things were consumed, so you might go with less scary, but I wouldn't go with not scary.
Mm-hmm.
I have more stuff.
Of course, exactly.
Return to
Yes.
regular amounts of scary.
No.
Intimidating due to potential kaboomba.
Like, look, I'm not saying I could feed you TNT, but I'm not saying that.
Yes.
Like,
It's
I
not
mean-
out of the question.
right.
Honestly, you probably could. I mean, nitroglycerin is a medical.
Oh, I know you can. I just mean, I feel like Four is the kind of guy with a trench coat and he goes like this and goes, what kind of explosive you want?
Yes.
Hey,
Listen.
I don't normally deal in explosives. I was curious if I could at one point.
What I heard was not a no. Like,
It's a no with extra steps.
It's a no with an asterisk, caveats with footnotes.
right. So a maybe perhaps. Like
Anyway,
mayhaps,
so
if you will.
we're gonna deliver you, or at least escort you to the means of
Great.
traveling to your boss's 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 boss.
Oh, if I wasn't so terrified, that would sound really interesting.
No, it's really not. This guy's scarier than us.
I believe that.
Yeah. So anyway, you're gonna go back to that guy and tell him everything that you don't know, and then give him the note and watch how badly he freaks out, and try not to be immediately murdered for giving him the information.
I see. Okay.
Just make sure that he knows that the building you were sent to blow up is still standing, and everyone you were sent to acquire or destroy has not been done.
One question before I do all of that. Well, I'm really not dreaming, am I?
No.
Oh. All right then.
Yeah. You just had a bad day.
Yep.
Very
Yeah.
good. Very, very, very,
Very, very
not-
bad day.
Very, very not good.
Yeah.
Very bad day.
Mhm.
The good news is you don't remember any of it, which is part of the badness. But it's
I was
okay.
just above table. I was just thinking that, like that does not aid his plight in any way. Like,
No, I think it does. It removes a great deal of psychological trauma he would have otherwise been afflicted with.
I suppose, but I don't think his lack of awareness will prevent Rena's dad from melting him into a pile of slag. Like,
As I said before I wiped his memory, I do think it'll prevent him from torturing the guy for further information before melting him into a pile of slag. Now he'll just do it as a reflex action.
We don't need to tell him that.
He didn't. He was just saying that to the GM.
Right, that was an above table question.
That was above table
I
hypothetical.
said above table, we're good.
Okay, I stopped paying attention for a
You guys
second.
can also say things in your ears, like you can do this and like do to each other. You don't have to be saying it out loud.
Yeah,
It's fine.
like the
Yeah,
newsreader,
headset.
you know.
Mhm.
Speaking of, how are we? What's the plan? You pick him up off the floor and shuttle him off to a Torii gate? What's the plan?
Yes, I am in the middle of making the letter to send to you.
I see. Oh, you
So,
have an actual letter. That'll be fun. Wish you could hold
Yes.
props up to the screen. That'd be cool. There's got to be a way
Yes.
somehow, like a
Yeah,
screen share button or something.
In the meantime, we should probably look for our departed.
I was just gonna say, has anyone been
Mhm,
concerned that
mhm.
Hoshi just seems to have disappeared?
We
Oh.
are concerned. We
Although
are.
if you quick scan, you'll find that one of the parachutes has gone missing.
Hoshi, where are you?
Ditched you, ditched you.
Does
Now,
Hoshi answer?
I assume
Yes, I'm just trying to think what her response is.
I'm pretty sure I heard giggle, giggle.
No, you're gonna hear. Oh gosh, I don't know what she would say. Jay, would I be at the location by the point of getting this? Like,
Well,
has everything?
yeah, it's a parachute. You made the jump in pretty much a straight
No,
line.
but I mean, like all of the steps. Like I've already done all of that, and I'm staring at the note. When
Well,
I
think
get
about
that.
it. First, they talked to this guy.
Okay.
Then they doused
So-
him. Then they woke him up. Then they had yes, you had
So
time.
you just hear Hoshi go, "I'll be right back," and then nothing.
question: has it been a full 10 minutes?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Did Hoshi depart the building within those 10 minutes?
Yes. Why?
I'm curious whether the spectral spy that I put on the roof.
Oh, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
then
yeah,
it would have
yeah,
picked
for
up
sure.
Hoshi's. Yeah, Hoshi didn't disappear into thin air.
Right.
They got up on the balcony with the parachute
When
and did a
grab,
little look-see for something or other, and off they
But
jumped.
I like to imagine that she kind of like grabbed on, went sideways, so she's hanging down by first, and then let's go, and then pulls the chute and goes about a block that way, and then goes into a nice little dingling and drops the parachute and goes into a store. It's fine.
Okay, so but I have enough information that we can go pursue her now.
Sure.
Okay.
Pursue is a strong word for somebody who's on your team, but sure.
Yeah, no, it just
When
Sounds
she
vague.
walks away without telling us where she's going,
Sounds vaguely predatory.
right after.
So Hoshi is going to place the things in her secret pocket, except for she'll keep the bread out, and she'll step out of the bakery with the bread, and will very she's just, there's just
Was that an answer for me?
Yeah, there's just an
Okay.
age gap there.
All right, that's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure before I
Yeah.
before I type this next thing.
So, but she's gonna eat the bread. It's very delicious, very warm, very toasty.
This is a cool but ultimately probably harmless role play moment. What is like your favoriteest bread? One you save for like when you're having the worst day.
For Hoshi,
Yeah.
chocolate chip banana bread
Aw.
with probably like cinnamon swirls in there. Like really,
Aw.
really make it extra just.
Right. Decadent.
Indulgent.
Yeah. And I'm assuming that's what this bread is.
Correct.
Yeah, okay. So she will be taking a munch, come out, and you will hear a little bit of the like she didn't fully swallow it. She goes, "All right, I had to go do a thing. What's the plan now?"
Well, we're sending the guy off to
Yeah, but
Rena's
once
father,
that's
and-
done, do we? I don't know how to find my
Well-
people. They're in a closed session. I don't know who the person is they were looking for, or not they, but Rena's dad's goons were looking for, or what.
Well, it's funny you say that. As you leave the bakery, there is what appears to be a lightly, but I stress for your parents that is a different interpretation of the word than it might be for other people. A lightly armed escort coming through down the road. They are moving at at considerable speed.
Oh, hey, just in time.
Do it look like If perchance protecting people she might know.
I mean, your parents are traveling as part of a political entourage that includes them, several people they know who they are not friends with, like a political bus.
Yeah,
It's an armored like SUV limo
she's
thing.
Gonna
But
step back and agree.
okay.
And then just watch it go by.
You bet.
Can I not
Can you not what? Pull into the bakery?
step out of the way?
You want to get hit?
No, I want to.
We're not
Are you
there.
guys still? Are you still in the apartment?
Right, yeah.
Yes.
They're in the street.
Oh, okay. Because I thought we'd attempted. We were perhaps making an attempt to pursue you.
Oh, I thought you were doing that
Oh.
like mentally, communicating with her from range. My understanding was that you
we
were
didn't
all
have
in the
time.
apartment, she's in the bakery, and now this armed political escort is coming down the road.
Yeah.
Think like when the president or the Pope goes down the street. There's cars on either end of them, right? They pull up to the building you're all in, except for Hoshi, and get out of it. Well, some of them get out of it.
I don't know if we should be here without Hoshi.
That is a
when
good
they
question.
show up.
While you probably don't know what Hoshi's parents look like, she did describe them to you to some extent. And two people that get out of that vehicle are immediately concerned about their daughter's whereabouts in regards to a political force that they're like, well, that meeting didn't go quite as well as we planned. But the building still, there's something went wrong.
Once the entourage is passed, she will step out of the bakery and kind of like side all the way around to the building and then like try to meet her parents right inside the door.
You want to physically walk up to your parents and be like, hey, like that?
As nonchalantly as she can do.
You bet. As you walk up to them and they go, oh, there is a clear flash of N emotion that flies over their face. Would you make an insight roll to see if you can figure out exactly what that is?
Maybe. Do I get an extra one?
Sure, you know them pretty well.
Great, cool, thanks. Well, that was 2 5s and a 1.
Okay, so you walked away with a single 5, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
You bet. So there is a surprise look and something else, and you're not quite sure what that is. Maybe because your parents have lots of, maybe because that familiarity you have with them goes both ways. Maybe they're out of sorts. Who knows? They look fine though. And whatever it was, it's gone. They hug you and ask you how you are, and they behave just like
if they try to hug her, that's weird.
Oh well, they do that.
Yeah, no, she'll. Hi.
Should we meet her downstairs?
That is up to you.
I'd like
probably leave.
Yeah, Rena would also like to go downstairs because she knows the parents.
Yeah, she does.
So Rena would definitely like to be like, "Hey, friends, long time no see."
So I have some companions with me,
coworkers,
and we came
They'll
to
raise an
actually
eyebrow.
ask her.
Do you have a cover story for where you work? I mean,
they know where I work.
I know that, but do you have a cover story anyway?
Why would she?
For people who aren't your parents?
She wasn't planning on coming home. Why would she?
All right, just checking.
It's if they have a cover story for why she's been gone.
All right.
But she's literally just gonna be like, so we came to ask for some help with some delicate matters, and you were occupied, and then there was an incident which can talk about. But maybe not out here.
That seems like a good plan. And they'll get in the elevator and head upstairs.
And redeploy the spy.
I mean, I don't see why not. Your parents feel a little off, like they look sad or guilty or something.
Am I getting any vibes off of them that
does the spy gives you sight but not sound? Yes.
You can look through the spirit's eyes instead of your own. That's it.
You bet. Feel free to make an insight roll if you add something up. You don't get the extra die though because you're not familiar with them.
Okay.
Get out of the. So with everything, if all the citizens had returned back to their like rooms and stuff, I would say her staff are probably just outside the apartment.
Right.
But if not, then all the civilians were still gathered downstairs. So I don't know which way. Buddy.
So when the building emptied, it would not have refilled as fast as it emptied. So many of the people would have still been outside, and any attempt to go inside would have been immediately halted by the political entourage, who essentially get to go first.
Okay.
So like a tenth of this building is currently inhabited.
When we are in the elevator, she will say, there was an attempted demolition of the building, and so we had done lockdown, and then once it was dealt with, lockdown was broken, but I was informed you guys were in a meeting. You could not end early regardless of what was taking place.
Yes, that sounds okay. So you're looking at what? One success, or forget that one's two, right? Yeah. So the parents look very much like there's a mix of surprise and guilt. That they are good at hiding, but not good enough. And they go, an attack on the building, you say. That's different. Glad to see you're okay.
Of course I am.
What is it that you wanted to talk about?
We need your help with some negotiations.
I see. Please, we'll enter the study and sit down and talk about it. Besides, we'd love to meet your coworkers. Friends? Are you friends?
Companions for now.
It's better than enemies who you happen to work with. And having politicians for parents, that comes up a lot.
Yeah.
Like,
and then I say at that point, we probably then get to the door. She'll open the door for her parents.
You bet. I recognize that sound. Like, what are the rest of you doing? Are you hiding? Have you jumped off the balcony? Are you just standing there? Or have you all taken unusual positions in like you live here? One of you is on the couch. One of you is getting yogurt out of
Act natural.
Right? Yeah.
Yep.
Clicks.
They come to the door like, hey.
Sorry, he keeps trying to lay on the keyboard and type out.
Can I go look for some of the explosives they were trying to use?
The ones that were outside? Yeah, it's
everything
all gone.
got cleaned
Cleaner
up
took care of
outside.
it.
I know.
Oh.
It's as if
I
it
know.
never existed.
Now the substance that Hoshi was referring to, the material that's been made into art pieces that we need for refuge, that has not been cleaned up, because why would it be?
Right.
Yeah, that's just around the city.
Okay, so that's not anywhere in this building.
I mean, there might be some.
Yeah.
We say that there was some art made out of it.
There's a lot of art made out of it.
Right. So the material that you need to get the engine on Refuge back in working order is incredibly rare from Refuge's point of view, but is actually kind of a throwaway metal used here. It happens to glow a little bit and throw light like real diamond, rather like cubic zirconia does. So it's plentiful, but difficult to work with. So there's still this like artistic prestige, like anybody can have a lump of it, but only the elite can afford to have it carved into something very fancy and ornate. So it's all over the fucking city in large, in small enough quantities that if you took a couple of vases together, you could power Refuge for a long, long time.
And are there any of those in this building along our route to get back up to Hoshi's apartment?
I would say there's probably none that are just out in the hallway now.
Whether or not there's one in Hoshi's apartment is, I think, more likely, but still Hoshi's call.
I'd say probably some small pieces, because it is a point of pride,
Right.
but it is
What kind of
also-
art do your parents favor? Paintings, sculpture?
Yeah, sculpture.
All right.
And again, nothing like there's no like big grand whatever. Everything is very much it's all to make a point. And so having a big grand sculpture, as you said, like you can just have a lump of it. It doesn't take that much to mess. But if you have a really small piece that's been worked in incredible detail.
Right. Yeah.
So they probably have some small pieces that honestly, I'm gonna make a claim.
Sure.
Her mom's chess pieces
Nice.
are made out of them.
That's cool. I was just gonna say, I'm picturing a material. I forget what it's called. The old composite that D&D figures used to be made with lead and something else. Sorry, that's what they're made of. No, some are made of now. They used to just be made of lead, and they were incredibly carvable. However, they're made out of lead, right?
Yeah.
So, as a rule, we don't do that anymore. First, they
I-
tried, don't put these in your mouth, and kids did anyway. And then they put a label on them that said, hey, don't put this in your mouth, and kids did anyway. So for a long time, they just took that off the market. But plastic just doesn't carve like lead does. So there's a new composite out. I say new, it's been out for years now.
I just saw
It's
the black
lead
belly
and something else. Look at that little face.
So I would definitely say her mom's chess set is so like when she pulls it out to play with guests.
I love that face.
It's very much a take note, but she's not going to point it out to you. She's not going to tell you the value of it. She would never mention it. She doesn't need to because you have eyes.
Right.
And it's a status symbol.
Right.
And Kai would have probably asked at this point if there's anything in the house that was made out of that stuff. Because again, that's why they're here.
Right.
So, can I fetch that chess set, or would you not have told me about it?
By fetch, you mean filch, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't mean. I mean, will physically retrieve and have in hand when they are talking to these people.
I don't know that Hoshi would have thought about it. Because there's a level in her mind of like that's her mom's chess set, you don't fucking touch it. Like anyone unless she invited you. Now, there was kind of the hope that her mom would end up in a chess match with Rena.
That could still happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I don't know is
Maybe
how much we actually need, and I don't think a chess set is going to be enough.
Right. I just wanted to basically as an example of what substance it is we were referring to.
Yeah.
Mostly because again, Kai's not leaving here with nothing.
Correct.
Right.
Oh, if we absolutely need to, we can fucking filch some public art pieces and get the fuck out of here and then never come back. But if we can do it in a way that doesn't make her an outlaw in her own home, that'd be great.
And right now there is a simmering of like, hey, you know, outlaw in your own home versus literally everyone on my station dying in a horrible disaster.
Oh yeah, for sure. So when
the tension's there.
When we arrive, did anyone actually say what they were doing?
Right. I was just about to ask.
I think Tadamishi's kind of posted himself up in a corner somewhere and is just kind of waiting.
Probably with the guy at least.
Yeah.
He's still here? Oh, because we need to take him to a
we need to take him somewhere. So
question, where is he?
Where's
this body?
If he
Oh, he's awake now.
He's awake, but if we say anything now, it's going to be another time that we're going to have to erase his memory. And I don't think 4 has any more of that.
I don't think
we don't need to say anything in
of
front
it.
of him.
Why don't we just knock him unconscious the old-fashioned way?
Yeah, it's
Simple solutions to simple problems.
I mean, I can dart gun him in the dick, you know, if
That worked out so well last time.
That is
It really
lethal.
did. Yeah.
Old-fashioned solutions, the good old dart gun and the dick maneuver. You
Right,
know.
a little venereal
Yeah.
vengeance never hurt anybody.
Oh, Jesus.
Like,
Oh my god.
Venereal vengeance. Phrases you'll never hear anywhere else.
You hear
Right.
footsteps
Mhm.
approaching the door.
It's what you came here for, everybody. I just meant
Mhm.
like cold cocking him in the head, but you know if you
yeah.
like that's
Oh.
that's a secondary,
Rena's,
you know.
Rena's gonna
I can do that.
telepathically tell Tanamichi to just knock him out.
just
Okay.
hey,
Yeah.
brain that fellow. Like,
Oh, we could have timed it. We could have just left him asleep.
yeah, you could
But
have.
we didn't
Yeah,
know.
but
Yeah,
no,
you
Okay.
had to defibrillate him for some reason.
Wasn't,
But we
I
didn't.
thought it was a nice touch.
right.
We didn't know that Hoshi's parents were coming up right now.
Right.
The guy's gonna have an arrhythmia. You know that.
I do give you guys a heads up, by the way. It's not
Right.
just and the door's gonna open. It's gonna be
I was gonna
with my
say I'm
parents
pretty
and
sure
we're-
Hoshi would have
yeah.
like told us
Oh,
that
yeah.
they're coming.
Yes,
Like,
that makes
so
sense.
yeah,
the
no,
instant we got in the
Tanamichi just,
elevator,
like,
be like,
does the
hey, by
little-
the way,
On the back of the guy's head. Oh no, Jay froze again.
oh no.
I looked and I was like, nope, that's a face that's been there for too long with what I just said. So.
Jay never
Oh,
holds
no.
that still ever in his life.
No.
Oh, and I.
So now the question:
When did he stop hearing us?
Mm-hmm.
well, there is that, but also we have a what I call substitute teacher syndrome.
Uh-huh.
It's like
Hi.
there you go.
Oh, hey there.
What was the last thing you heard?
I give you guys a warning. It's not like I assumed that Hoshi used the tattoos to inform me they were coming up the elevator with the
Mhm.
parents.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Tanamichi just went crack on the back of the guy's head with his metal hand to like.
You bet.
So Rena kind of
him
wants
out.
to be next to the guy, having like on a couch,
Mm-hmm.
and like kind of have her arm like draped around him, like she, in a way that's like, okay, yeah, I just kind of caught this guy unconscious. Like
I was
he's
gonna
unconscious
say-
intentionally. Like,
Are we weekend and burning this guy a little bit, just a little bit, like
Just a little bit.
enough.
It's right.
Like he's
This
not
is
dead,
the face
but
Hoshi's gonna make if she opens the door, and that's what she sees.
oh, and Rena's gonna have her sword kind of out with it, just kind of like hovering over his like neck, just be like, okay, it's fine.
Just hovering over the neck a little bit, right? Like as you do. Yeah.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm,
they know
That's her
Rena.
natural position.
Right.
mhm. Yeah.
A little flirty, a little stabby, a little flirty while you
Mhm.
stabby. It's fine.
Mhm.
A little
Yeah.
stabby while
Always,
you're
you want
flirty.
to always be a little
Right.
flirty when you stabby. It's just good manners.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You seem like a perfectly fine gentleman. Shame I have to kill you. Right. Like
Stormy's
I might-
face dirty right now is amazing. Just a
oh no, listen. Amber is a little flirty and stabby, okay? Like
Again, I'm not gonna shame your kinks. It just anyway.
listen, somebody once told me, they were like, hey, you think autistic people like strong women not because they're strong women, but because direct communication really works for them? And I was like, okay, one, two things can be true at the same time. Second, don't look at me like that. Like, I appreciate direct communication, and
Or are they just like being told what to do?
now hold on a second. I'm my own man. Like, most of the time.
If that was the case, there'd be a lot more overlap between the autistic and S&M communities.
Mm-hmm.
Is.
How do you know there
Jesus
isn't?
There
Christ.
is.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Right, there is. What the
There's
fuck?
no way there's not.
Right,
I
yeah.
don't
like,
know these things.
now you do. Like,
Welcome
Have
to the knowledge you
been
didn't know you needed
informed.
or wanted.
There
Shadow
is a lot of
Storm,
overlap
unpaid.
between the neurodivergent communities and BDSM because
by
there are
which
a lot
Heather
of
means
things
it's a circle.
that both sides
Like-
really crave and care about. So,
Mhm.
anyway, on that little
Anyway.
segment of education that
Anyway.
we gave
The
you,
more you know.
exactly.
The more
Knowledge is
you
half the
know.
battle.
Did I
Uh-huh,
want to
uh-huh.
know?
That needs to be a meme now.
Oh yeah. So your parents come through with Hoshi, and they see a little unconscious at Bernie's over here. For what are you doing?
I'm gonna guess I still have a schematic book somewhere that I
Sure.
haven't finished.
Sure.
I'm gonna try and look busy and read it.
Just be reading
Nice.
that.
So normal. Tanamichi, what are you doing?
I am perfectly normal. These guys are
fire.
freaks.
Tanamichi's just kind of posted
Takes
up behind the
one
couch
hour.
behind Rena.
Okay.
Bodyguard-esque.
You bet.
Yeah.
All stoic and shit. Kai, what are you doing?
in his,
I am
shinobi outfit.
posted near the balcony, with my knife kind of dancing between my fingers a little bit, like people do with coins.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
Trying
believe say
to,
people like I have the grace to do that.
yeah, I'm kind of trying to, with one foot, just shuffle all of the discarded alcohol bottles Ford used up behind the couch.
That's probably a good idea.
Normally they would
Looks
have
like it-
taken and disposed of, but then the building was gonna blow up. So yeah.
Right.
Uh-huh.
So one of you is reading a book, one of you is hovering over another one, so you've got an unconscious person at knife point, and one of you's like do by the balcony. It looks like a frat house in here. Like,
No,
Yes.
I'm gonna say Molly is probably still on the balcony exploring the plants.
Uh-huh.
Sure, yeah.
So when Hoshi
Because
comes
there's always
in,
one person who wants to party, but not like that, right?
she's gonna tell them, she's gonna give them a heads up of, it's up to you how you introduce yourself. I'm not giving your names. As in, it's up to you if you want to be like, hi, I'm Rena, hi, I'm Four, or if it's like, hi, I'm Steve. Whatever it is. But when she opens the door and ushers her
I'm
parents in,
assuming we all still have our masks up too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, unless you take them down. Yeah, you bet.
yeah, and she'll go, she'll leave them in and go, my comrades.
They'll adjust, like stand up a little straighter to go through the door and go, that is a larger team. We were kind of picturing comrades, one, maybe two, larger team.
Yeah.
Can we, and you'll see the eyes find the empty soldiers on the floor and be like, can we get you anything?
It's been a busy morning.
I'm sure.
Go make drinks, and she's gonna just excuse herself, and she's gonna go make, like, honestly, probably mimosas. Just not
Fair.
a ton of champagne. It's very nice champagne. You don't need a lot of it. And just bring it out and put it on the table, and just sits very, like, legs crossed, very ladylike, very upright, just very.
Very mindful, very demure.
Oh yeah. And so the matter that we need help with actually has to do with refuge.
What business could you possibly have on that backwater stain?
Careful.
Look at Kai. Look at Kai.
Rena pulls her mask off at that comment.
Yeah.
So they won't apologize so much as redirect and go, oh yes, I'm sorry, I didn't realize you worked with fascinating. What this does not change the question
from a wide variety of places, and so we have a wide variety of interests.
It takes all types.
Yeah.
Yes, well, somebody needs to be at the bottom. What is it that you need? I love how Rena didn't even disagree. You see that face? Like, I mean, it's true.
Something
that guy looks so
to
happy.
stop them from plowing into us.
What do you mean? They have that silly gravity machine.
It's failing.
And they need material for it, which we have
failing
in abundance, and they are willing to negotiate.
Well, of course they are. If they're going to crash into us, they're going to die. But they're not going to crash into us. Our cannon will make sure of that.
The look she just gives her mom, I'm assuming who's the one speaking, and it's just,
oh yeah,
they have a cannon.
Four.
Well, yeah, space detritus.
That's in your head. That is in your head. Is Four. Calm down.
Detritus rains on the city all the time. Cosmic filth. We can't have. Look at that face. Well, like we can't have just.
Oh, Kai will get a message and go, "You see why I don't exactly like living at home?"
I'm glad I'm meeting your expectations.
Because they have
Reina-
a bunch of cool cannons.
Reina to Hoshi. So, are they aware of the agency you work for or not? Because kind of coexisting with everybody is kind of the whole purpose.
They sent me there, but I don't know how much they know of it.
Okay. So she then will turn to her parents and be like, well, let's just put it this way. If you don't help, I'll make sure that this place is the place that goes away and not refuge.
Mom will stiffen up and go, if by that you mean you'll leverage your father's assets, I think you'll find your relationship with your father has changed drastically within the last half hour or so. That's why we're at a meeting.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm very aware. I'm very aware of this, but it's not just my father. He's not the only backing I have. Also, we fight like this all the time. He changes his mind 1 minute to the next.
No, not like this.
Away in one conversation.
As I understand it, your.
I've been through papers and I'm hitting it. I'm probably completely disowned by now, huh?
How did he put this? A considerable. Nope, no, that was the wrong word. A devastatingly poor representation of the bloodline, I think was the phrase.
So, question, if
Yes.
you were in a meeting with him and he was the one paying to have this building exploded, bombed, and put to smithereens, were you aware of that particular affront?
I mean, cards on the table, yes.
Above table, Jay, did you get my message?
The letter, yes. If you send another one after that, no.
Okay.
If you were not supposed to be here, of course. But look,
the one time I actually come and ask for assistance is the time that we, have decided to disregard our home and you'll have your child blown up. Sure. And she'll stand up and grab a drink and go to the balcony.
So that's what you gave him. What did he give you?
Give what? No. And the mother will look very frustrated and flustered, and Dad will go, I'll take that question. She goes, you will not. He goes, and he'll just sit back down and not say anything.
Sure will. He sure will.
Whatever it was he was going to say, he's not going to say it while he's in the room with her. Absolutely not.
Well, now that we know who's in charge.
Yep.
She goes, an arrangement was made that is almost certainly beyond necessity for you to know to work out whatever it is our daughter wants to work out. I suppose we got off on the wrong foot there. We are not beyond getting in the mud with the people of refuge. We just don't see why we would. Right, yeah, it's pretty clear that, I mean, if they knew you were from there, they probably would have looked at you personal when they said any number of those lines they just said, and they haven't. But like, we're not below getting in the mud with the muck dwellers of refuge, but we just don't see as to why we would.
Quite interesting. She'll say this from the balcony, not even looking at them. It's quite interesting to call them the muck dwellers when we're the one on the earth.
I mean, it is prime real estate. Suppose there is
surrounded by hostile forces.
Sure, let's go with that.
That one of such was being sought in this building, hence its explosion.
Sorry, what?
They were looking for a yokai. In our home.
Hoshi, how often have you seen your mother gain information that she did not previously have?
Probably like twice in her life.
Okay.
Yeah.
This would be
Makes
one of
sense.
those.
Yeah.
Like, there's a distinct shift. You ever say something to a family member and immediately regret it because their face does that
Mhm.
flash thing?
Mhm.
That. Oh, your
Yeah.
mom's eyes flash, and she goes, "That is not the
That
Yes.
is why they were here. That was their
Raina starts
orders.
maniacally laughing.
That
Hysterically
was what
laughing.
these soldiers' orders were over. And if that was not what they were actually seeking, it was what they were told. That's who you did business with.
Oh, yes, we understand that. The loss of the building was acceptable.
With the
But
people
the-
in it.
But the reason we agreed to the loss of the building and the people in it was not for some sort of witch hunt. We are not opposed to, I'm sorry,
What
did
was
you
worth
say
it then?
yokai? I don't even know what that is. What? From context, I assume that was some sort of person of different skin tone or something. We don't do that here.
I'm curious. What
Yes.
do you think is beyond the gates of this city?
I mean, mines and derelict wastes and fields that aren't worth living on.
What did you make a deal over?
Was it
Well,
my death?
No, of course not. We love you.
Mm.
Oh, that hits Hoshi. Oh,
Ooh.
So,
female. I'm
female,
doing an
approximately
insight on
4
that
feet
fucking
tall,
thing.
green hair.
I'm doing an insight because you're not going
Verdant?
to say that. No.
She's
Oh, I don't know.
lovely. She lives in the building next door.
Who did you
most
say?
of the
Sorry,
time.
Eclipse
Verdant.
messed with my volume.
Verdant. Yeah. We go. Well, I'm sure her name isn't actually Verdant, but I have no idea what it is, and it doesn't matter. She's a lovely girl. Does a lot of horticulture and feeding the less fortunate, and very wholesome. A bright spot, a pillar of our community, even.
Talking about Raina.
No.
Okay,
No.
I was
No.
very confused for a second because I lost
The person that they were
That they were
pursuing.
seeking.
Which sounds an awful lot like Molly, but the
Uh-huh.
green hair is a dead giveaway that it's not.
I'm wondering whether there's a relationship there.
That's
Could be. Considerable effort was given to convince us with evidence and everything. We're good at what we do. That, though perhaps not good enough, granted, that the building and by proxy everyone in it were contaminated with a specific dust that causes short-term memory loss and eventually mutation.
Immediately Tadamichi like tries to hide it, but he looks at 4.
So
Four's turning his
Hoshi's mother is real sharp, right? And goes,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Explain now.
It's not contaminated. Next.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Positive.
Yep.
They were not doing any type of quarantine. They were not doing any type of safety around the building to make sure that it did not blow up and also the dust into the atmosphere. They did none of the standard procedures for that. What they did do is specifically spread, and she'll grab one of the posters and put it in front of her parents.
I would remind you of.
They were spreading this around the city as they did the rolling blackouts and everything for their ops to go after an individual that they described that sounds like who you are calling a pillar of your community, and that's who they wanted to kill. And then
so if you hold the poster up at the right angle, it does that lithographic magic card nonsense. But in a way that that is cleared up like an illusion that's cured up by your tattoos and abilities, not on the paper itself. Which is to say that there are 2 posters there. The one you saw and the one that only comes through when your parents describe that it's not what they see. Which is to say you see their lie once you learn of it, not rather they're not necessarily their lie, their misunderstanding. From their point of view, that poster says it's a quarantine sheet and tells everybody to stay at least 3 blocks away from the building.
Sir, ma'am, are you familiar with what happens when a building is imploded?
Well, no. Do we look like the kind of people who engage in large-scale construction?
Oh, a demolition of a building like this would scatter a truly massive cloud of dust and debris that would cover most of this city. If they were trying to prevent the spread of a dust, this would be the absolute least effective means of doing so.
The actual opposite of what
it would guarantee
they would do.
Everyone in this city was exposed to whatever contamination.
Dad will go find a plant to mess around with while Mom stands up and gets very intense and goes, "Are you suggesting that we've been had?"
Yes.
Suggesting? No, I'm stating it outright.
I'm not implying anything.
She will walk back over to her mom and kind of in one of those. It's not going to like be effective necessarily because normally it's like you do it in a party and you walk over and you're like grab their arm and you're both like facing opposite ways and you lean in, but she's going to do that anyway because that's what she's seen her mom do a million times. And she's going to go, "You've been had. But my question is, why was it important for them to try to trick you? Because that takes intention and skill. Because it's not easily done."
Your mom will look very, very unhappy. Would you make an insight roll with that extra die?
Oh, yay. Thank you. Oh. Okay. It's 2 6s and a 2.
You bet.
Oh,
yay. For a brief moment, your mom looks genuinely afraid. Her skin loses a shade of color. Her feet look awful heavy for a second. And you'd swear she was a half inch shorter.
Yeah, well, perception does that.
There is a high-pitched squealing noise coming through the air outside. And a light to go with it. Those of you on the balcony or within the eyesight of the balcony will be aware. That is what would appear to be probably a missile